What up, people? It's the Dub Podcast on I Live for Saturdays, the best college football channel on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at I Live for Saturdays, 4 as in the number 4. And I want to start off this podcast saying rest in peace, Joe McKnight. R.I.P., man. I was shocked by the news. It's very unfortunate. It's very sad. He was a very electrifying running back at USC. He's also a punt returner. I'm pretty sure they put him out at wide receiver a few times. My thoughts and prayers, wishes out to his family, his friends, his close ones, his loved ones. I'm not sure if he has a daughter or a son or children or a spouse or a girlfriend or a significant other, whatever. But my thoughts and prayers are with all you. 2006 was my first year really watching college football and really being into it. And he was recruited, or his graduating class was 2007. And I was pretty young at the time and didn't understand how the sports world worked. And Reggie Bush had already, gone to the NFL. And to me, I thought, and Adrian Peterson as well. And to me, I thought, there's never going to be another great running back like that. I'm going to have to wait another few years. And that was the first time I realized every single year there's amazing talent in America being produced as we speak. And when I saw Joe McKnight's clips of his high school clips, I was just taken back. And that was the first time I was hit with reality where every single year there's amazing people playing high school ball or youth kids playing ball, and they're all incredible. And you have to stay on your toes if you're an athlete. You need to keep working every day because there's amazing, awesome, talented people. He brought a lot of joy to me at the time. I didn't like USC, but for me, I was entertained watching a really electrifying guy like that. Unfortunately, this happened. He was in the NFL. He got drafted in the NFL, but now he ended up in the CFL. Still making a living playing football. That's how talented a guy like that is. But God bless to his family. Super sad story. Super tragic. I think the guy who did the act against him isn't even going to face charges, I heard. That's really unfortunate. But that's just the world, man. Again, shout out to his family. Rest in peace, Joe McKnight. And college football playoff, best time of the year, is all set. We got Alabama, we got Ohio State, we got Clemson, we got Washington. Well-deserving teams. All four well-deserving teams. And I 100% agree with the committee. And if you took a look at my videos or took a look at my Twitter account, I Live for Saturdays Twitter account, we've been pretty much agreeing the whole time. I Live for Saturdays and the committee. But there's people out here upset. Penn State got snubbed, man. Penn State, they beat Ohio State. They won the Big Ten. They beat Wisconsin. Big comeback. Great story. Coach Franklin out there working hard, proving all the haters wrong. Like, I was retweeting the old tweets about James Franklin back, I think, in like 2013, 2014, all the bad tweets about him. But, that man and his team and his group of kids did a fantastic job this season winning the Big Ten. But I do not believe they got snubbed. And it's really weird and really awkward because this whole committee started pretty much on the backs of Oklahoma State, Alabama controversy back in 2012 national championship. And Oklahoma State won their conference championship. LSU beat Alabama. But Alabama was still able to play LSU again in the national championship, and Oklahoma State won their conference, yada, yada, yada. We all know the story. And we're in this similar situation. What happened? And that's what this playoff committee was built on. I know it started off, its main criteria talked about that. I think I have a picture up right now. They talked about that. They said that they wanted to make that one of their main criteria, one of the main things they would look at to put in teams for the playoff. It is a really awkward situation, and I agree to some extent. But I don't believe Penn State got snubbed, man. Despite all that, not everything is fair. And not everything is perfect. And not everything is black and white. So let's look at Penn State fans and people that are on Penn State side. Oh, Ohio State haters. Let's look at the numbers, man. Let's look at it. Okay, I know OSU beat Penn State. All right, cool. I got you. That's a good point. But let's look at it. Straight to schedule. 7, Ohio State. Penn State, 16. Margin of victory, Ohio State, 28.5. Penn State, 13.3. Opponent's record, Ohio State, 74-57. Penn State, 87-70. When you crunch the numbers, Ohio State has a better record percentage-wise. Overall record, Ohio State 11-1. Penn State 11-2. And if you look at the A record, which I've explained, A record, top 10 percentile, B record, 20 percentile, C record, 30 percentile. If you look at it, Ohio State 3-1, Penn State 2-1. That's the A record. Penn State's got a B record win. Ohio State doesn't. Ohio State 2-0 in the C record. Penn State 2-1 in the C record. And if you put those numbers, if you look at the A record comparable, Ohio State wins that. Penn State's got that one win, but it's not bigger than that extra A record win than Ohio State. So right there, Ohio State's already winning. And then you look at the C record, head to head, Ohio State 2-0, Penn State 2-1. So my advice to Penn State and the players, I don't think they're that upset because they're happy in the Rose Bowl. But my message to Penn State, and especially the fans and the people that are complaining and are upset, don't lose to Pittsburgh. Don't lose to Pittsburgh, because if you guys would have beat Pittsburgh, you guys be in. No questions asked. You guys beat 3-0 in the C record. Ohio State wouldn't have had as great as an argument. Also, why not beat up teams more? How about whoop on teams? Don't just come out of victories by one touchdown, two field goals, whatever. Ohio State comes on the field and they whoop teams. Yes, that means a lot. I don't care about running up the score or not. You know what teams can run up the score? Great teams, talented teams. And in strength of schedule, OSU wins. Opponent record, OSU wins. So OSU, and when you look at the numbers that I've been looking at all year and I've always looked at, Ohio State wins it on a slight edge. And if you want to keep going, I don't like the eye test, but if you're talking about, a slight edge victory or not, it's a close battle, eye test, Ohio State's better, man. Ohio State's got more NFL players than Penn State. I agree with the committee, man. I agree. I'm on their side. Ohio State should be in over Penn State. And not everything is black and white. And I do understand head-to-head and winning your conference in the same conference that, someone else is in, another team, like this Penn State or Ohio State situation. I get that. But this world is gray. This world isn't black and white. There are a lot of complex issues in this world. Many complex issues. Abortion, taxes, immigration. And too many people in this world have too many simple solutions or simple ideas for complex issues. Selecting the top 4 teams for the college football playoff is a complex issue. Immigration is a complex issue. Donald Trump says build a wall and deport all 11 million people. Solved. That's it. We're done. Everything is better. No, man. Immigration is a complex issue. Undocumented immigrants are a huge part of our workforce. If you would take away all those jobs, I'm not sure necessarily what the fraction or what percentage of the 11 million undocumented immigrants, illegal immigrants, whatever the hell you want to call it, is the workforce, is part of that 11, is what percentage is the workforce of that 11 million? I just know that if you take away, let's lowball it, 1 million jobs from America right now, today, or even in a span of 4 years, The U.S., those companies will be scrambling and dying to somehow bring in new people. There's not enough people to fill in those jobs. There's just not. Also, tons of situations like a kid that was born here who's 12 years old and his parents are undocumented immigrants. What, you want to take his parents away? Or there's just the simple common ones that are out here all the time. Because you know what? Undocumented immigrants, they want to be citizens too, man. They want rights too. They don't want to get paid $7 an hour. They're trying to be citizens too. What about the girl who's 26 years old, is in her final year of becoming a citizen, but here comes the immigration police to take her away to a country? You want to take away her? Or the dude that's lived here all his life, born at, 4 months, about to be a citizen, 5 more years. You want to take him away? Productive dude. Maybe even runs his own company. He's one test away to becoming a citizen. You want to take that dude away? And it's such a complex issue. And so many people try to put these simple solutions. It just always will fall apart. And it will just not work. College football, selecting teams, is in black and white. It is a complex issue. And simple solutions like head-to-head, they don't solve the problem. Complex issues need nuance. They need gray solutions. All depends on the situation. And here's my attempt to try to make complex situations, or give simple solutions to complex situations. I have a fantasy dream team in my head that I hope happens this coaching carousel, this offseason. I really hope. LSU has a really interesting chance. They could possibly have an ultimate dream team and could possibly flip the college football world, the SEC world, and Alabama's world on their head. Again, fantasy, long shot type of idea from I Live for Saturdays. LSU can make a dream team of coaches. They got Ed Orgeron, incredible recruiter, right? And to be honest, I don't know how great of a head coach he is. A lot of people say, okay, he's finally figured it out. That's yet to be seen. But in terms of recruiting, fantastic. We hear rumors Lane Kiffin might want to come to LSU, right? Lane Kiffin likes Ed Orgeron's more laid back, more passionate style. LSU still a great job for offensive coordinators. Still a lot of money. And Lane Kiffin is getting a little bit tired from what we hear of Nick Saban's super ultimate discipline. So adding Lane Kiffin would be great, right? But here's one more guy that I would love to see at LSU. Charlie Strong, defensive coordinator. Why not? Why not? Throw that money, LSU. Make it rain. Make it rain out here. I talked about it before. These schools got to spend the money. Flex them dollar bills like it's a strip club. Make it rain. Bring in that Charlie Strong, Lane Kiffin, Ed Orgeron fantasy team. That would be unbelievable. All three incredible recruiters. Charlie, he's got the Texas influence. He's got the Florida influence. Lane Kiffin, he's got every influence because he's been all around the dang country. They could both bring recruits that they want, that they've been recruiting. And then on top of it being an incredible offensive and defensive coordinators. And I said Charlie Strong before, not a great defensive coordinator in the Big 12, but he's an SEC defensive coordinator. And that's where he can shine, in the SEC. LSU, make this happen, man. Make this happen. Make it rain on these coaches. Spend that $5 million on these coordinators. Have a huge payroll. And then celebrate at the strip club. Throw more money out. Please make that happen, because the SEC is starting to get boring with Alabama dominating every single game. We would all love to see. I think I speak for everybody besides Alabama fans to see Alabama being challenged in their own conference. And Alabama, by the way, who I picked to win it all from the beginning, last year and this year. Speaking of them, this is a thought I had. Well, just a crazy thought I had that I like for Saturday. Stamp on it. Every not elite team should be dying to schedule Alabama. Now let me break down what that means. Not elite. So that's excluding Clemson, that's excluding Ohio State, Washington, USC, Michigan, Oklahoma. Pretty much teams that have a real shot at winning the national title. If you're one of those teams, I say avoid Alabama. Now, I know everyone in the country wants to see those games early. That's awesome. That's fine. I totally understand that. But I'll be honest, I do not want to see those games early on in the season. I don't want to see Ohio State play Alabama early, because it's very possible one of them could eliminate each other early. Or Alabama ends up hurting Ohio State starting quarterback, or the vice versa. I want to see those games at the end. I don't need to see elite teams play in the beginning. I need to see North Carolina versus Tennessee early, right? I need to see those games. I need to see teams being eliminated each other. Teams that I know have a long shot, but it's still possible they could get in. Quality teams like a Colorado, like a Oklahoma State, like a Florida, right? Virginia Tech. Solid football teams, Wisconsin. Solid football teams, very good football teams, either maybe, probably in the top 10 or just outside the top 10. From the range of about 8 through 25, 30, those teams, they should be scheduling each other. Or a smarter strategy, schedule Alabama. Because if you end up beating Alabama, you're all of a sudden ranked in the top 5, right? If you beat an Alabama, Ohio State, you're automatically in the top 5. Worst case scenario, you get some players hurt. But this is the most likely outcome from playing Alabama early. First game of the season, second game of the season. You get to play the best team in the country, and you get to see where you are. Those teams, right, like a Louisville, now you've seen what the best can throw at you. So your conference, which is more important since you pretty much don't have a real chance of being in the college football playoff or being in the national title game or winning the national title, why not focus on your conference? Play the best team possible. Know what it is like to play an elite or the best team in the country. Know what it's like. Get a feeling of it. And then when you go to your conference, you're not going to see a team as good as them. Take it as a practice game. Put your heart and soul in the game. You come back. You bring back the information. You keep that speed in your head of how fast that linebacker is, how fast that safety is, how powerful that offensive line is, and then bring that back into your practice. Now you know where you stand. Now you know where you're at. That is a training. You just played with future NFL players. You could break down your film. You could critique yourself, because that is, right now, the standard for a national championship team. Alabama. Or an Ohio State, because Ohio State's pretty damn awesome. Go out there and do your best to schedule Alabama, because at the end of the day, you don't really have a shot at the national title, and the conference title is in reach, and you can prepare yourself for your conference games after playing Alabama. Sometimes it's good to fail and get your butt whooped a few times, so you could dust yourself off and you could be a lot better. So that's pretty much it. I did go to the ACC championship game. My Hokies did not pull it off. Well fought, but we're all still disappointed. I know we were underdogs in that game. A lot of positive notes. Justin Fuente's first year. Again, lots of positives. We still have a chance for 10 wins. That'd be huge for Justin Fuente, for us in recruiting. It still hurts, regardless if we were supposed to be some damn underdog or not, or a favorite or not. It hurts regardless. Don't matter. There's no real moral victories. There's a lot of positives you can take out of it, and we can get better off of this. But at the end of the day, this shit sucks. Also, college football playoff preview. I will be doing my best effort in giving you the most detailed college football playoff preview possible out there. That will be I Live for Saturday's goal, is to give you that, the most detailed preview. So be on the lookout for that. Also, I will be doing a bowl pick special. I won't do every single bowl because I don't want to do the freaking Microsoft Word Inc.com bowl preview with DeVry University versus Old Dominion A&M. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to pick my top 15 favorite bowls. I'm sure I'll pick every single NY6 bowl. And you can follow along with us on Twitter at I Live for Saturdays, 4 as in the number 4. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all. Peace.